Good afternoon, Dr. Gary here. We're on the road from Florida. We're in this state now. We sell dental practices nationwide, and we are dental practice brokers. I am a dentist myself. And we're calling you from Florida. We're seeing practices here, and we just got back from Arizona last week, looking at practices there too and selling them. Some nice ones down here, certainly, some great opportunities. So we have a situation that we're going to talk about on this tape. What are the seller requirements when selling to a private or a DSO? What must they disclose health-wise? We've come across some interesting issues that have just occurred in the last 120 hours. So it was something to talk about. Anyway, we're going to get into that today. So we are now 10 employees and in 22 states, East Coast to Arizona, Utah, Tennessee, Florida. So quite a few places that we're in now. We're working 363 days a year. We take off Christmas and Easter. 10 employees, including 2 CPA accountants. And we have some new hirees, which we're excited about, so we can grow. We will answer the phone from 7:30 in the morning until 9:30 p.m. every day, East Coast time. And every day except Christmas and Easter, we'll pick up the phone. So our phone number is 201-663-0935, 201-663-0935. Call us. It's getting bright out here in Florida. Excuse me, I need the sunglasses. So call us. And also, our website is dentalpracticeguide.com. A lot of information is on there. So we'll be more than happy to help you and put something together for you, whether you're a buyer or the seller. If you're a seller and you're selling a large dental practice to a DSO, we can help you because often they will pay, they'll pay our commission. And based on certain criteria, we can get your legal fees, all of them, reimbursed at closing based on criteria. The information you're about to hear is for entertainment purposes. It's not legal or business advice. All right? So let's start from here. Now, this is an interesting thing. We've had some crisis in the last 120 hours. What is the obligation of a seller to the buyer? What's their obligation when it comes to health issues, whether it's a previous health issue or a current health issues? Now, there's all kinds of HIPAA laws that are applied here. But at the same time, you have a situation where, a buyer's making an investment, whether it's a DSO or it's a private buyer, they're making an investment in you. If it's a private buyer, most likely the private buyer is going to take over and you will, finish up your cases and move on from there, probably in a month and a half. When you're selling to a DSO, they want you to stay on 2, 3, 4, 5 years in that range. They're expecting you to stay on. When there's a private buyer, it's a different story. The private buyer is when he's going to utilize a bank. Bank will require the buyer to have disability insurance and life insurance, not the seller, because the deal is with the buyer. As far as the DSO goes, they're not going to pay all your money up front, and the money will be paid out as time goes on over the next 2 to 5 years. Maybe they'll put 80% down. Each one is different, but obviously, if you're going to be disabled right after the closing, it's going to be a problem. You won't be able to collect that extra 20%. It'll be a hardship for you, a hardship for them. So the answer is dental attorney. Consult your well-experienced dental attorney to share with you, based on HIPAA laws, what information about your health you can and cannot share, and what the buyer can and cannot ask. It's a lot of regulations when it comes to this. But we ran into certain situations recently, and this topic has come up. Hadn't come up before. Often, I tell you, I've been doing this 11 years. Every deal is different. So those of you who have done 5, 6, 7 deals and think they know how to do these, it's different every time. There's always another crisis. There's always another problem. There's always something going on. Without the use of an expert dental attorney with tremendous experience, you may run into a problem. Don't try to save money and using a non-dental attorney. We've countlessly mentioned this multiple times. But now when there's a health issue, you've got to find out what your rights are and so forth. And you want to be fair to everybody too, especially the DSO, because if they know what they're dealing with, they can restructure the deal a little bit if they know your health is a little compromised. And this way they can prepare to have another associate in there in the event your health is failing. This way you're fair to everybody. So it's always best to work out for you. You go to your dental attorney and you speak to them and ask for their guidance in a situation like this, because this could go a lot of different ways. But we run into these real life incidents and we're experienced with them, and we're also prepared for chaos the last minute. That's what we do for 11 years. All of a sudden, if you're just going to buy it, go directly to the seller and don't use a broker, there's nobody there in the middle to manage these things, and you don't have the experience to draw on. Not that you're not an intelligent doctor or whatever, but you don't have that experience, and there has to be somebody in the middle negotiating. That's what we do. We are your middleman. And sometimes our services could only use the entire process, but it may be a critical time for 1 hour that we were privy to everything. We knew the buyer, we knew the seller, we're in between, and we could do damage control, help you with damage control. If we're not there, you got to handle it yourself. And if you're having a problem with you as the seller, with the buyer, well, you may not be talking to each other. It's just a hard situation. We are the neutral party. Although we do represent the seller, we're still trying to find a practice for the buyer. So we're there for you. But these are the issues that we come across. There's always a new issue. There's never 2 deals that are alike. It's just simply amazing. But when I was with this attorney this morning, which I said on the previous tape, loads of information he and I exchanged with one another, gave me a lot of information of what's been going on with some deals and some of the DSO groups, what direction they're going, how long they're taking to close. There's a lot. So once again, if you're a DSO if you want to sell to a DSO, we could be your middle person, no commission. Often we can get your legal fees reimbursed. Give us a call. We're here to help you. If you want to call us for just advice, give us a ring. There's no charge for advice, no charge to get a rough estimate of what your practice is worth. But we need documentation to do that, obviously, because if you have high overhead, discretionary expenses, you just can't wing it. You've got to dive in. My accountant's got to dive in and understand where all your overhead is from and what your true EBITDA is or your net profit. So we're here to help you. We have tons of experience. Soon we'll be on 12 years in this business, 25 years in the dental office. But we're having fun every day, and we are in Florida, and it is beautiful. Too bad I have to leave today. But had a great beach day, went out on the boat, caught a fish. I should post that fish. I think it was 3 or 4 pounds, but it felt like a whale pulling it. All right, we'll see you now. Bye.